Say hey to the people, Jason. What's up?
Hello?
Yeah, welcome back to Whiskey and Well Drinks. It's your boy DJ11 here, back at you with another one, and we are going to do a little taste test. And since we're doing it, and since we all know I'm straight up Jon Snow about whiskey and know little and less to nothing, I brought one of my aficionados in that knows a whole lot more about whiskey than I do. He's got the flavors down, he's tasted a whole lot more than I do, so we'll have the rookie and the professionals taste going on and see what we think about two of the lower budget whiskeys, and then one that's not super expensive, but depending on where you live, anywhere from the $50 to $70 range. So let's get it in. I've been making my man wait just a little too long. It's time to start tasting some whiskey, so let's get to tasting. This is the regular Jameson, one of the most classic Irish whiskeys. This thing is what you're going to find in most of your bars around the world. Ooh, that's a little heavy, but fuck it. Let's do it. You can get this one just about anywhere. It's one of the most popular and famous Irish whiskeys out there. Can't really go wrong with Jameson. This here is Monkey Shoulder. They say it's actually made for mixing. People seem to be 50-50 on it. Whoops, we're spilling. People seem to be 50-50 on it, whether it's a mixer or drink it straight. Your preference, up to you. As I've heard, there's no wrong way to drink whiskey, just the way you like to drink it. And of course, third, what we're going to be finishing with is the Redbreast 12. Absolutely delicious. Good whiskey. See, we make sure we don't spill this one. The Monkey Shoulder we got a little sloppy with. You don't waste the Redbreast. So we'll finish off with that. So we're going to actually start with the Monkey Shoulder. We have two Irish whiskeys and a Scottish whiskey. So we'll try the Scottish whiskey. This is just a great budget whiskey, and we're going to see how it fares just drinking it straight. So check it out. Say hey to the people, Jason. What's up?
Hello?
Cheers.
First taste.
Let's get it to the lip and take a sip. Now I just kind of jumped right into this. It's been sitting here for a while. You know, you're supposed to, when you get the whiskey, you're supposed to let it sit a little bit, smell it, take it in a little bit. But the Monkey Shoulder, it's the Monkey Shoulder. You kind of get it in. Can you tell? I've been having the hardest time telling what that smell is. Can you tell what that is? I want to say
oak barrel in it.
Oak barrel. Can you tell anything else though? It's so hard for me to pick this one out. I get like a buttery. I can tell butter and almost like a lemon, but I'm not sure how many times they distill it on this one.
But very, very smooth whiskey. You can sip this. Very enjoyable.
Right. So you like it as a sipper?
Yeah.
Would you put ice on this at all?
Doesn't need it. Definitely doesn't need it.
Now, a lot of people like to put water in their whiskey. You ever do that? Water it down and...
I've had it before. I've had it with ice, so it waters down a tiny bit.
Well, a lot of people that put just water, because, you know, if you put it on ice, your tongue's not acclimated to taste all the flavors when it gets that cold.
Right. Yep.
So a lot of people just put water. And if you put just a drop of water, you think that would instantly water it down. But if you put just a drop or two in it, it actually splits up the oils in it and kind of releases a lot of the smells and taste and stuff.
You get more taste out of it? Because I don't get a lot of taste out of this.
Well, here, let's grab. Yeah, that's what Monkey Shoulder actually comes from. It's back in the day when they had really crappy working conditions. They had to constantly turn the malt. Those guys with shovels. And those guys were turning the malt all day long, 8 hours a day. And they got a condition where their shoulder was all twisted up. And they walked around, and they called that a monkey shoulder. So we can try this. We'll try this with just a little bit of water. A lot of people do this. I don't know. I don't see why it's really necessary. We like ours a little bit stronger. But they do say it will break it up a little bit and sometimes give it a little extra smell. This one, I don't think the water does too much to this one. It's pretty much, it just is what it is. But, man, I just cannot pin down what that note is. It's a little vanilla, butter, but... it's almost like a citrus that I can't put my finger on. It's been driving me nuts. But yeah, Monkey Shoulder, you can't go wrong. It's a good one.
That definitely might have brought a few more flavors out.
Really? The water definitely gave it a little more to it?
Could have.
Definitely. See, and that's what they do say.
Just a little more bite.
Yep, just a couple drops. It releases the oils and kind of lets up the floral and some of the other smells. Jamie just picked this up last night, and I got to tell you, I was not expecting a lot from Jameson, and I was more than a little pleasantly surprised. Go Jameson. I'll let you take the front one. It looks a little fuller. Cheers. Give it a little smell first. See, no.
Not as rich. A little more Irishy, I guess. But
yeah, the Monkey Shoulder has a way bigger smell. Now, I've heard Irish whiskeys are...
You can tell it's smooth, but just by the smell, it rinse very good. That has a little more flavors in it, a little more spice.
Yeah, I think the Monkey Shoulder has 3 different whiskeys mixed into it. And where, Jamie is just Jamie. And this is a moneymaker, so they definitely water it down. This is 40%. The Monkey Shoulder is 43%. So, you do get that extra 3. So they haven't quite watered it down to make every last dollar like Jameson did, but...
Definitely warms body.
Now, see, I was expecting absolutely nothing from Jameson when I first got it. I was like, it's on sale, $19.99 a bottle. I'm like, what could it really be? And my first drink, I was like, wow, it was so much more. I just thought it was just going to be like, burn water, and it's not. It's got flavor. It tastes good.
It's got a bite to it.
It's got a little bit of a bite.
It's got a little bit of bite to it.
It does not have the nose that I've noticed on a lot of other whiskeys. It doesn't have that.
No, it feels.
It doesn't have the aroma.
The kick to it is there. It warms the body instantly, but it doesn't have the smell. Doesn't give you the aromas that you're looking for with this kind of a whiskey here that does have some good spice.
Yep. Yeah, this one
very smooth. The oak barrel comes out of it. Wherever they store that, you're tasting that extra bit coming out of the whiskey that they make it in.
Yep. I agree. Yeah. Which one, flavor profile, which flavor do you...
I'm instantly going with this one.
Instantly with the Monkey Shoulder? Yep. Jamie, it's a little more pure. It's a little more basic. Yeah. It's just your average, classic Irish whiskey from my understanding. So, but yeah, I don't know. Something about it. I did not mind the Jamie at all when I started drinking it.
There's not a good texture that would be good to mix this with. No.
So you think this is good straight?
You could still. I like it straight. I would drink it straight, but I'm saying I think that this one here
better mixer.
You could mix. I think you're ruining it if you put even a 7-Up or something in it.
Yeah, Jameson's so light.
It's
anything
so light
you put in it's going to overtake it.
And you're not going to put pop like Coke or Pepsi or something in that sense. And you could go with like a Squirt or maybe a 7-Up or Sprite, and it would just be very okay, but I think it's going to ruin that kind of a drink instantly.
No, I agree with that.
You're not going to fully ruin your drink by putting the mix in that one. You could still enjoy it and not overpower it with pop.
Right.
But it can still be mixed a little bit with pop. I think this one will completely be ruined with drink in it.
Yeah, I agree 100%. This one's so light and smooth and just there's not a lot there, but what's there is great.
Maybe
and
a squirt, but it still is not a drink that I would ever
straight is all you need for that.
Probably put a little drop of that water in and see.
Water. Put it right here.
See what it comes to. The other one, I felt like the spice came out of it a little bit more when I put the water in this one because it was so smooth without it.
Absolutely.
I had a good aftertaste, a good it wasn't bitter, it didn't hit you real hard, didn't even warm the body real quick, but it was very enjoyable.
There's something there.
This hit the body really quick.
Right.
With a little kick. And
yeah, you got to be real careful putting the water in this because you will drown this.
Yeah.
But with this, definitely you can. Yeah. It's got a little bit more to it. And I say, the Monkey Shoulder, when I first tasted it straight, my very first time, I didn't really love it. See, we've already done a little, we've done a few taste tests with it. First rebuy and my whiskey walk. And when I first opened it, it was pretty sharp. I didn't like it that much right out of the gate. But after the bottle was half gone and I went back and tasted it, a whole new experience. So yeah, once it sits for a while and the air actually hits it, it's a whole different experience. So yeah, you definitely want to open this and let it kick back and breathe a little bit.
Now with a drop of water in here, I smelt it a couple times. It's now I'm starting to.
It opened up the smell a little bit.
A little bit of the aroma, a little bit more of where it's coming from.
I agree. Yep. As soon as we put that water in, it gave it actually a little bit of life.
It's breaking that up enough to really feel that little kick. It smelled so smooth before we did that you didn't know what kind of flavors you were going to get out of it. And the second sip of this with the water, I felt was super smooth, just with one little drop.
Oh yeah. But yeah, I think with the water, it didn't change the taste drastically, but it definitely opened up the smell a little bit.
And a little smoother.
Oh, it's always going to be a little bit smoother when you put that water in. But I think it really opened up the smell, and it didn't affect the taste too much. So yeah, it wasn't bad with a drop of water.
That's one thing I didn't know. That was a trick that I don't know that people can put just even one drop.
Oh yeah, I've been watching thousands of episodes and videos
on YouTube.
Drop is how that I've been learning all of it.
Kind of does little wonders on.
And that's what it is. It's a chemical reaction. As long you can't drown it, you can't put a lot of water, but just a couple drops.
The smell was a lot more enhancing in this one and a little smoother. Didn't have the kick. This one still had the kick, and the aftertaste wasn't as much in there with the water as without it.
So you're going with this Scotch. It is a 43. It's a little bit higher. This is a little more watered down. This is an Irish, and Irish whiskeys, I guess, are known for being a little lighter, a little thinner. You know,
definitely.
A little. Not I want to say more watered down, but just not as much there. A little thinner and easier to go by. Scotches, of course, they range all over. Now this Redbreast 12. This seems to be a staple and seems to be a favorite of quite a few people in the whiskey community. So, like I said, this one's a little more expensive. We got this.
Never tried this. So.
Picked this one up for $19.99. Like I said, this one's going to be between $50 and $70, depending on where you get it from. So, see if it's worth that extra $50.
It definitely has a good smell.
See, I heard all these reviews. I was hearing about this buttery biscuit smell. This
I
buttery
can smell
biscuit.
a little bit buttery now. In
Had
this one.
no idea what it was.
Trying to find that in this one here, I couldn't. It definitely had a few different spices in it that I couldn't pick out fully, but here it definitely has a buttery smell to it.
Sometimes you want to just roll it around the rim, kind of coat the glass. That helps open it up. Like this one and the Lagavulins, and like you can see what people are talking about. Like I could just sit there and smell that all night.
This is an Irish whiskey. You're getting that real strong because it's a little bit better.
Well, it's aged 12 years. Yeah,
you're definitely getting a stronger smell out of this, where you can tell it's really smooth but strong.
Right, yeah, those extra 12 years in the barrel. Yeah, that's definitely everything. And when I kept hearing about all those buttery biscuit, I was like, what is this buttery biscuit smell everybody's talking about? Once I got the Redbreast 12, I found out exactly what they were talking about. Oh, it's amazing. Let's taste it.
Well, that's definitely got a really good kick.
That's just,
pretty delicious.
It just slides right on down. That is... Yeah, the buttery biscuity truth, if you will. That is nice.
I would still say Jameson warms the body the quickest.
Really?
Yeah.
I think that's the one you feel kind of all the way down?
You kind of get a very good kick of warming your body up really, really quick. The other two have enjoyable taste. You kind of get a few different flavors to come out of your aftertaste.
You come home, come over, and I'm like, yeah, pour us, we come back, and I'm like, pour us a couple scotches. I got to do something real quick, or whiskeys. Which one of these three, if they're all just sitting there, which one of these do you grab and pour?
Instantly, as of right now, before even taking one more sip of this, I'm still actually going with this.
Going with the Monkey Shoulder. That is a big fan favorite out there. The Monkey Shoulder.
It did. It had a little bit of everything in it, and it was very smooth.
And everybody, everybody out there on a budget or whatever, if you're going to a whiskey spot or, you need to bring something to a place, Monkey Shoulder is something you could show up with and never be embarrassed about. Yeah. It's a little bit cheaper. You're not going to break the bank. It's got a really cool name, a really cool bottle. And, there's still plenty of people out there that haven't tried it yet. Like, oh, I've heard about it. I've always wanted to try that. So you're never going to be, in bad shape showing up with a bottle of Monkey Shoulder. Highly suggested from the rookie and the vet.
And I would never say anything bad about this at the same level. Yeah. It's very good.
This is the one we kind of kick back and pull out for
there's one you want to have a drink of. Yeah. You're definitely going to do it.
Or if you're going to get slammed, maybe come in, start with this, and then work your way back to this once you're feeling all right, and it doesn't matter what you're drinking anymore. But yeah, that is definitely the buttery biscuity truth.
So pour just one little drop of water.
One more little drop. There you go. Little drop in mine.
That breaks up your aromas a little bit more.
Oh yeah, even more buttery, biscuity, vanilla.
Yep, you could definitely smell it.
But yeah, this is one of those. I'm excited to try. I believe they have a Redbreast 15 and a Redbreast 21, and they have a Redbreast cask strength. And I really want to taste the cask strength because that's going to be. I think that's going to be amazing.
It's going to be a good taster.
Absolutely. But yeah, the Redbreast 12, there is certainly nothing wrong with this one. But I got to say, again, for $19.99. You know, if you don't want to go spend $70 in the store, you just got a 20 spot that you want to come home and have some, you know, have a nice dram with. Jameson, you really can't go bad. I know it's not $19.99 everywhere. It's kind of on sale here right now, and maybe up to be like $25, even $27. Kind of the same as the Monkey Shoulder. This is about $27. Huge, great deals, and yeah, loving every minute of it.
So with the water, I felt like it broke up the
yeah, and we kind of watered it down.
It watered it down too much, and it spread out the smooth, real enjoyable taste that it had on our first sip.
Yeah, that's what I like.
Which
this
I
one
did
without
like,
water.
so I would definitely never water this one down ever.
I've noticed that with most whiskeys. There are very few whiskeys I like watering down.
And if you did, it is just one drop.
Right, exactly, just to open it up a little bit and let it come.
Yeah, I agree, because that really broke up all the flavors and separated them, and it wasn't as good of a enjoyable sip.
There you have it, right there from the pro.
Don't take this one and water that good of a scotch down. Nope. It's not worth it.
No, actually, this one, the Irish whiskey, good by itself. The Monkey Shoulder, you have options, great blended, and I'll be doing another stream actually showing up some of the drinks I've been making with this, because, you know, the Giant Tamer isn't a huge fan of whiskey taste at all, but she has absolutely fallen in love with all the mixed well drinks I've been making for her. Call them well drinks, but just because, yeah, it starts with a W. Why not? Whiskey and well drinks. Sounds good. So there you have it. If you're going to break it down, it looks like the professional is the big fan of scotch. But again, you know, that's Monkey Shoulder, and I've heard nothing but good things about it, which is exactly why it was my first non-Game of Thrones buy that we got. Because we wanted to check it out, heard great things. Also, heard great things about this, and not disappointed at all. So yeah, 3 great whiskeys. You're not going to go wrong with any of them. Absolutely delicious.
What kind of night you're wanting to enjoy yourself with?
But since my man is such a big fan of scotch, it looks like we may have to jump into some more of the scotches. And so until next time, you guys have a good one. Game on, and we'll see you around the way. Bye-bye.
I mean, it's smooth. It's very good whiskey.